large booth at a cannabis event, and libertarians handed out thousands of free joints to people. They did pull out the voter registration vote. The 1980 Clark Coke ticket was on the ballot in all 50 states and won over 921,000 votes, just over 1% of the total, the highest vote total for decades to come. The winner of that 1980 election, Ronald Reagan, was clearly influenced by Clark. His inaugural speech had lines taken directly from Ed's book. Ed continued to work within the LP throughout his life. He is remembered by many for sincerity, openness, and commitment to nuance and practicality alongside principle. He believed that if libertarians can meet people where they are and have thoughtful conversations, most everyone is ripe for converting to the cause. His campaign also amplified a certain amount of soul-searching within the party, as various factions and activists tried to determine how best to move forward. Some intense dialogues and debates were had about what the goal should be of the party or a libertarian campaign, how to move the Overton window, how to educate, and how to win support. This searching for balance between radicalism and pragmatism within the party continues to this day. But Ed set an example of someone willing to stick around even through the disagreements, determined to keep working together to continue to represent the LP's vision of a freer country and the importance of individual rights. The overreach of government remains our shared enemy, and as Ed Clark declared during his presidential run, you've got to stand up for what you think is right. Hopefully we can all do that while reaching people where they are, the way he was known for. The Libertarian Party of California salutes Ed Clark. All right, second thing. Thank you guys. Spontaneous outpouring of Ed Clark paraphernalia from the room. There are members of the Libertarian Party of California who have been here for a long time. And it is time to start honoring their steady, persistent work to keep liberty principles alive in this beautiful land in which we live. Therefore, today we announce the creation of a lifetime activism recognition status, the Libertarian Party of California, Sequoia. The sequoia trees are native to California. They are living symbols of strength, endurance, and deep-rooted commitment. They weather centuries of storms and seasons, paragons of persistence and resolve, rooted deep and standing stubbornly tall. Like these great trees, our LPCA Sequoia members have remained present and steadfast through decades of political shifts, always upholding the core values of individual freedom and personal responsibility. They've been here a long time. And more importantly, they've been here the whole time, and they're still here. Sequoias do not quit. Our LPCA Sequoia's activism and dedication have built a lasting foundation for the party's continued existence. These veterans have campaigned, they have built local affiliates, and they continue to show up, keeping the flame of liberty alive through persistence and resolve, rooted deep and standing stubbornly tall. So today we induct the first set of LPCA Sequoias. As I call your name, please come on up here. We have a little pin for each of you to wear on your badge today, and then on whatever you decide to wear it on going forward, you're libertarians, you'll do what you want. Audience, please hang on to your applause for just a minute while their names are read and they get up here if they can. Alphabetically by last name, Joe Dean, Mary Jingle, Mark Hinkle, and Gail Ratcliffe. She's out doing it. Okay, well,
Let me see if I can get her. I'll get her.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to get Mary.
She's putting things in the car.
Yes, and water bottles.
She's putting things in the car.
I don't know Mary Jane.
No.
We don't know who she is.
She wasn't
I got
expecting
it.
She just got her pin. All right.
Libertarian, so unpredictable.
That's right. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for that. All right. Last one. We have here. This doesn't get my fingerprints on it. Okay. The Delia Rawson Award for doing the work. Delia Beauregard Haskett Rawson was the first woman to drive a stagecoach carrying the U.S. mail, and she was from California. Born in 1861 in Ukiah, she was the daughter of a local Wells Fargo stage line agent. When she was 14, one of her father's regular drivers fell ill. No one was willing to drive the run for two reasons. First, managing a team of horses was a dangerous, detail-intensive, physically demanding skill. Second, the driver would be out alone on a route that had been robbed over 2 dozen times. But the mail had to be delivered regardless of the dangers. So Delia Rawson volunteered to do it anyway. She carried the mail from Ukiah to Willits on that first run and became a regular backup driver on the 45-mile Lake Port Ukiah run for about 10 years. Delia Rawson did not seek fame or applause. She was simply willing to do the work that needed doing. She could have shied away, she could have talked a lot about doing it, or dreamt of how it might someday be done, or filled her time criticizing those doing it while refusing to do it herself. Instead, she just did the job that needed doing. She wasn't in it for the credit or the glory, she just did the work. As libertarians, we could all take a lesson, and we can take a lesson from this year's award recipient. The 2025 Delia Rawson Award for doing the work goes to Barbara Engelhardt. Barbara has a history of liberty-oriented event planning, having hosted a variety of libertarian salons and dinners over the years, sometimes featuring some big names from the liberty movement. But when it looked like this year's LPCA convention might need to happen in a severely truncated form, and indeed was in jeopardy of not happening at all, Barbara stepped up, volunteering her time and skills and resources to organize this event. She did not seek accolades or popularity. She simply did the work. She did it in the face of criticism, some withering criticism. She did it while caring for her lovely daughter. And she did it even while dealing with the final defense of her doctoral dissertation. She did the work. So we salute you, Dr. Engelhardt.
I just wanted to take a second to thank all the people that were helpful in this project. First of all, Adrian Milligan, who did a lot of work for this convention. So I was with all of that. He brought in sponsors, he did a lot of networking. That event that you had out there with the whiskey and the cigars, that was Adrian. And he was always available. Whenever I called him, he was always available. So Adrian, first and foremost. And then also Chris's team. Chris and I have been friends for probably 40 years. And I called him up and I said, hey, Chris, we need a venue. And he said, sure. And then he lent his staff to me, who did all kinds of work, they got flyers for me. Again, very available to me. So I know that I couldn't have done any of this without Chris's staff. So also acknowledgement of Chris's staff. And then the vendors, please go over and take a look at the vendors over in the vendor room, and also our speakers. I was so amazed last night by that event. It felt to me like they practiced for a week. It was just incredible. And all of you, thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. I think it was a great convention, and I appreciate all of you, and I'm glad you're here, and keep working for liberty.
let's give Dr. Engelhardt and Mr. Christopher for hosting us again, another big round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Dean, for your lovely tribute to Ed Clark and for presenting pins to those of you who have worked so tirelessly for the party over the years. I thank you all. You know, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I always thank you for everything that you've done. Wait, hold on, Mr. Neer. Or what are we doing?
Point of information.
Of course.
Credentialing is now open for those that were not credentialed before the awards.
Okay, all right, so if you have not been credentialed, we're over the table now. I'll make this quick because we are at time, but let's move things along here. There is a Chairs Award that I'd like to present. Well, before that, you know, we've been doing in memoriams all day. Let's take a moment to a brief moment of silence for Freedom Calls LLC. I'll pour one out for that. Anyway, so I do hope that the next chair continues I think it's important to have an awards committee. I think the awards committee for recognizing those members that do things. But no one knows more about who is deserving and who does the work than, generally speaking, the chair. And I started this tradition last year. It was Miss Carrie Eiler who won the Chairs Award last year. And today I would like to present the Chairs Award to, I mean, this was an easy pick. Someone who definitely put in the work, who really accomplished something, and we all got to see it in action and hear about it yesterday. There is no one more deserving this year for the Chairs Award than the Honorable Aaron Starr. Now, because let's stand up for Aaron Starr. We have a highly selected public family. Let's give him a hand. And of course today, thank you for dressing up for the occasion, Mr. Starr. I know I will pass it along here in just a moment. We'll make the remarks brief, but I do very much thank you for everything that you did. You are an example of anyone that hopes to run for office, what they should do, how they can accomplish it. If at first you don't succeed, try 5 more times and you just might. So I really do appreciate everything that you've done, and not just for the party, but for what you're going to do for the city of Oxnard. You have some fans, so that's good. So Mr. Starr, for a brief moment, you have the floor.
Well, thank you. I was not expecting this. I'm obviously underdressed for this. I am more comfortable, that's true, but I like to dress up for you guys. It's just out of flight. So I just, I'm honored. I've been doing this. I remember the first real intern I met was Ed Clark in 1980. And I've been pretty much involved ever since, running for state senator in 1988 when I was like 24 years old. And I've been to every single national convention since then. I've only missed 2 Libertarian Party California conventions since then. One time was because I was actually in the middle of a recall effort and I was running for mayor. My election was a week or 2 later and I needed to focus on walking. So apologize for missing that one meeting, folks, but I do plan to be here as always. I want to help you. I'm passionate about this, guys. I want us to actually create a libertarian world. I love that we talk about it. I love that we enjoy each other's company. We really do. But what I really want to do is I want other people to flourish. I want us to give life and liberty back to people. And I just don't know any other way to do that than to do this. The political arm of this movement is critical, because that is what's going to drive change ultimately, or implement change. Yes, the movement's important, the philosophy is important, change the Overton window is important. At the end of the day, you need somebody there who will make the decisions based on those principles. And being in office, I think, is the way to get there. Every Tuesday, or every other Tuesday, I have a council meeting where I get to describe exactly where I'm coming from. People hear over and over again about these principles, and I have an audience, and I'm forcing a bunch of statists who are on the council to listen to it each week. And I know it annoys them tremendously. So I love having a captive audience, especially when it's people that disagree with me. But I really want to bring more people into the fold who do agree with me, so that we can actually get the majorities necessary to implement them. So please, 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 if you want to run for office and you're serious about it, if you want to have that level of impact, please come to me. Please talk to me. I will start to put things together for you. But you've got to come to me early. Don't come to me at the filing period and at the end of the filing period say, hey, Aaron, I'm ready. I'm saying, it's cooked. Get me there 6 months, 9 months, a year earlier. Thank you.
So some people might be wondering, well, Mr. Dean had this great award for Dr. Engelhardt, and Mr. Starr, where's his award? Well, I thought that he would, this was actually planned, believe it or not. I thought that he would appreciate, in the spirit of fiscal responsibility, we are not going to spend money on this. He would appreciate it.